Hey guys, Tim Wilson UK here, and welcome back to what is now the Golf Club 2. As you can see from the screen, I have purchased the Golf Club 2. It's just after 5:30. In fact, it's 20 to 6 in the morning here on the 27th of June. I managed to pick the Golf Club 2 up as a digital download from the US PSN site, so I'm able to play it a little bit early. And in this video, what I'm going to be doing is the initial setup of the game and also the tutorial. So let me just make sure this is coming through on Twitch. It will probably pitch up in a minute. But for those of you that are tuning in on Twitch and you've got any comments and or questions, feel free to fire them at me. I do have my iPad right next to me here, so I'll be able to see all the comments straight away as they appear. So I'm going to choose left stick because that's how I used to play the Golf Club 1. So I'm going to see how I get on with the left stick. I would imagine it's going to be okay. But let's just see if I can... Can't see the stream on here yet. Right, it's probably going to arrive in a minute, but let's jump straight in. So as I said, I'm going to choose left stick. Now I have watched early 1981's video yesterday because he actually got the game early as well, as a hard copy, funnily enough, from a retailer here in the UK. And I was watching some of his streams yesterday, so I've seen some of the stuff that he's already done on here, some of the tutorial that he's already gone through. And if you want to check out some great content, feel free to have a look at his channel. He's got some great stuff on there. On YouTube, it is the FOWG. Alright, let's listen to John.
We are going to show you what you need to know to get started as quickly as possible, so let's not waste any more time.
Alright, so what I'm going to try and do is not talk over the top of John for obvious reasons. It's just completely, well, it just doesn't make for a good video. So let's when John comes on the screen, I'm going to let him talk, and then I will I'll let you guys know what my first thoughts are when I'm playing through this initial tutorial.
Hello there, and welcome to this lesson on the basics of the swing. We are going to show you what you need to know to get started as quickly as possible, so let's not waste any more time.
Well, that's interesting.
To begin your swing, pull back on the left stick. When your golfer reaches the top of their backswing, push the stick forward to swing.
Well, that was interesting to see that I already had a network error there, which is strange. I'm not seeing the Twitch stream live on my channel at the minute, so just give me a second, guys, while I have a quick look at this. Seems weird that I'm not seeing it on here, but I'm sure it will arrive shortly. I'm hoping it will arrive shortly, otherwise I may have to switch this over to streaming on YouTube. Alright, so let's try this swing for the first time. This is the new tempo swing. Now I'm used to playing the golf club by or looking down at the actual thumbstick itself and making sure that it was right down in the bottom position before swinging back up, so on the downswing or the backswing and the downswing. So I'm going to try and do this by looking at the screen now, which is completely alien to me. But let's see how we get on. Alright, it was perfect in every way, but I think didn't quite.
Feedback on how accurate your shot was will be displayed in the bottom right corner after each shot. Leaving the edges of that colored cone means that you have swung way offline. So let's give this swing thing another go and try to stay within that cone.
Alright, so what I found that I did do on that first swing was I didn't get enough of a backswing, so I need to really extend that backswing. That's better. And I stayed in the coloured cone, little to the left, but it's within the coloured cone. and that's carried almost 250 yards. I would imagine we start off with the standards,
Nicely done. Let's move on.
the standard clubs before we are allowed to change. Right, so it's taking a little while to load up.
You will also receive feedback on your swing tempo just underneath your swing accuracy indicator. Now, if you are too swift or too sluggish on your backswing or follow through, your shot could lose power, it could get some wonky spin, or it could go further off target. Now let's try swinging with a smooth motion to achieve the perfect tempo.
Alright, so let's try this. Just want to make sure that there's no sound coming through on this. There we go. Alright, so I've got the Twitch feed up now, so if you guys have got any comments and or suggestions, or you want to see anything in particular once I've finished this tutorial, then feel free to chuck the questions and or comments across to me. Yeah, so as I was saying earlier, that was a bit wayward. Early 1981, be sure to check out his channel on YouTube. It is the FOWG.
Nicely done. Next. Okay, well, I think that's the minimum amount of stuff you need to get started. If you'd like more challenge or distance from your shots, try changing your clubs in the profile menu. And be sure to test out your equipment first on the driving range. And if you are looking for more advanced shot techniques, go ahead and check out the other lessons that are available in our training menu. Okay, see you next time.
Alright, so that's the basic lessons. Let's go on to some more complex lessons.
Welcome to the putting lesson. We are going to learn the ins and outs of putting here today so you can gain strokes where it matters most. You know what they say, drive for show, putt for dough, folks. Let's go. Now, to begin your putt, pull back on the left stick. The farther you pull back, the stronger your putt will be. When you feel you've got the power right, push the stick forward to putt. Now let's try sinking this 10-footer.
Right, so this was one of the things that that Lee said yesterday, and that was that the putting was completely different to the Golf Club 1, that the ball ran an awful lot quicker. So let's see what this is like. Now that's an 11-foot putt. Now I would normally stroke back to about there on 11 feet. So let's see if I can do the same thing. Yeah, that doesn't feel an awful lot different to me.
Now getting your putt strength just right comes down to feel at the end of the day, and each green can feel different. You can keep an eye on your putter's max distance in the top right to get an idea of what the current green speed is. This putt is just a few inches downhill, so use that right stick to move the putting marker just in front of the hole, and then ease up on your putt and let gravity do the work for you.
So the putting marker, we can move backwards and forwards with the D-pad. Alright, so the comment come in, guitar is 356, what is the difference between the player and the tour clubs? Alright, so there's three sets of clubs that you've got, standard, player and tour, and they all hit varying distances, but they all become a lot harder. So the easiest one's the standard, which means that cone that you have on the swing meter is more forgiving, so you have a little bit more leeway left and right. The player clubs, the cone is a little bit narrower and you have less leeway when you're hitting the ball, so you're more likely to go left and right, hook or slice, or fade or draw. And then the tour clubs, the cone is narrower again, and there is very little room for error. But what the massive difference is that if you hit sweet on standard, player and tour, is that you will get extra distance for every one that you go up. So I think in a video that I saw yesterday, you get around about 250 yards with the drive on the standard clubs, whereas you get about 275, and that's that was with a little bit of headwind yesterday when I saw that. So you get about 275 with the tour clubs. Alright, let's have a quick look. Okay, so we can't move left and right at the moment, we can only move backwards and forwards. We've got 15 feet 5 inches downhill, so we've got quite a massive downhill putt here, so I just want to get this rolling. Didn't quite hit it.
Well, not quite. Let's try that again.
Yeah, let's try it again. That's better. I like the sound of the putter this time.
Let's keep moving.
It
Those moving dots on the grid
a lot
are telling
better.
us that your putt is going to break to the right, so you're going to have to aim to the left to compensate. Use the right stick to adjust your aim before putting so that you can drop this one in the hole.
Guitarist, awesome. Thank you for the answer. Going to play this now. Yeah, great. I mean, get on it. It is. I mean, so far so good. I haven't played an awful lot. I've only been on for 10 or so minutes. Good morning, Jamie. How are you doing, my friend? I see you've just joined the stream on Twitch. Welcome along, my friend. So that was not great. Let's try that again.
I don't think you got that quite. Let's best to try that again.
Got that one
out there. That was fantastic. Let's keep moving. All right, and I think now you're ready to tear things up on the green. And by tear things up, I mean be very respectful and do not damage the property. Seriously, though, every green can be really different to play on. Be sure you get some putting practice in on any unfamiliar courses, especially before a big event. And if you need a refresher on swing basics or more advanced shot techniques, check the other lessons available in the training menu. That's it for now, folks. See you next time.
Alright, let's move on to the next lesson. I would imagine we're going to be going into the short irons
welcome
here.
Welcome to this lesson where we will talk about clubs and shot types. I am going to show you how to make the most of what's in your golf bag with a few simple tricks. Let's go. Okay, so for this shot, you're hitting into the wind. This means you are going to have to club up, or in other words, use a longer club. So let's press the change club button until you get to the pitching wedge. Then just pop this shot onto the green.
Right, so 15 mile an hour wind, 79 yards, slightly downhill. Pitching wedge has got 109 yards carry. So let's see how this goes. Perfect, perfect, nice and straight. Is it going to hold the green? It is. That'll do.
Well, you nailed that one. Let's move on. Now, it's only a matter of time before you find yourself in a situation where the normal shot type is just not going to do. Now, to get on the green from here, you are going to need a chip shot. So let's press the change shot type button until you get to the chip shot, and then chip that ball nice and close to the pin with your next stroke.
Chip shot, 16 yards carry. So does that suggest that it's going to run on for 7 yards? Plus I'm in the heavy rough. Now this was one of the things that I used to hate on the Golf Club 1 was chipping, and unless it was uphill on the green I wouldn't even touch the chip shot. So I hope this is a little bit better on the Golf Club 2, but I'm sure we'll find out. So what is that? Ah, that's the overhead view. So we've got a separate button for overhead view now, which is pretty cool. It shows me where I am, which is wicked. What's this? Ah, different angles. So that's also cool. And then that's your normal sort of fly to the hole. Now we need to get this within the yellow circle, I would imagine. That's going to roll up into the yellow circle. That chip felt an awful lot better than it has done before.
Let us move on.
Seems like the roll is more realistic.
The current lie of your ball is available always in the top right corner of the screen. This will give you a range of how much spin and power your shot will retain, and then you can use that info to adjust your shot accordingly. Now for this particular situation, you're going to want to club up to the sand wedge and switch your shot type to the flop shot. Then stick this one on the green.
So Jamie's asked, are you swinging like TGC1 or are you having to adjust? I am swinging like TGC1. I am using the left stick. The main difference is that I'm not looking at the controller anymore. I'm looking at the screen, but it doesn't seem to be that difficult, to be fair, Jamie. I mean, a lot was made of this this new tempo swing, but it hasn't given me any bother so far. I haven't hit anything other than perfect, but we'll see. It'll probably change. You watch, I'll play now, I'll hit this shot and I won't hit it perfect. No, that was perfect again. Yeah, it's not that difficult, to be fair, and I haven't hit one outside of it. Well, sorry, I have hit one outside of that red cone.
Now, with these few tricks under your belt, you can really take your game up a notch out there on the course. If you'd like to experiment with some different kinds of clubs, you can go over and change your equipment in the profile menu. Make sure to take the new clubs out for a rip on the driving range before you hit the course. And if you're looking for a refresher on the basics, some more advanced techniques, or info on putting, check out the other lessons in our training menu. And with that, I bid you farewell.
Are you using tour swing? I haven't been given the option yet, Jamie. As soon as you load the game for the first time, you come straight into this tutorial. You choose whether you want to use the left stick or the right stick, and then you go straight into this tutorial. So you've literally caught this right in the beginning. I haven't had an opportunity to change the clubs yet. So I would imagine you do the tutorial for the standard clubs. I think that's probably what you're given to start with. Let's go to the next lesson. Let's see what we've got now.
Hello there, and welcome to the lesson on advanced shots. In this lesson, we're going to learn about techniques you're going to want to master if you want to compete with the pros. Well, let's begin.
It takes a little while to load these lessons. I hope the courses don't take this long to load.
Sometimes you'll need to make a partial swing to dial in your distance just the way you need it. In this case, your chip shot's going to go about twice as far as the cup. Try cutting your power in half by adjusting your backswing height and follow-through speed to land this one near the cup.
Alright, so this is what I used to do on the flop shot. I used to take it back. I mean, this is only a chip, but on the flop shot I used to do sort of a half a swing or a third of a swing when I was only hitting about 10 to 15 yards. So this is on a chip shot now. It's got 24 yards carry, but we only want 21 yards to the flag. So let's see if we can do this. So that's a full swing. That's okay. It's a little shy. Let's try again.
Didn't quite pan out. I guess we'll try again.
That was a bit better. It's going to roll into the circle. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Well done. Let's move on. Manually adjusting the loft of your shots is going to help you get that ball closer to your target. The catch here is that changing your loft also increases the difficulty of your shot. Hold the shot shaper button and press the right stick up to increase your loft. Land this shot near the cup. Your increased loft is going to give that shot a little backspin. It's going to keep that ball from rolling off the green.
Okay, so Jamie's saying, shame there isn't an option to skip for TGC1 players. I agree with you. Would I skip through the tutorial if I had an option? Probably, but I suppose the likelihood is that you're going to miss some kind of a new feature. I mean, the thing is if you have a look at this, now that I've got it on the screen, you've got, you've got the lie on the floor there, so the ball is slightly above my feet. The loft is completely different now, so high loft plus 11%, low loft minus 19%. So do I want to be playing a pitching wedge here? Probably not. Let's see if we can... you can't change it. So let's take the loft all the way up and see what happens here. So plus 11%. So what's 11%? Alright, so that might spin back. Let's have a look, see what happens here. Let's move it over a wee bit. The sound of the clubs is really nice in this new game. Alright, so that's stopped on a dime.
Let's keep going. Applying a fade or a draw to your shot can really open up some stroke-saving shortcuts. And you guessed it, this will also increase the difficulty of your shot. Hold down the shot shaper button and press the right stick to the left, and then land this shot on the left side of the driving range.
Right, so we want a bit of draw here now. Wow, that moves quickly. Bit of draw here. Yeah, I'm hitting them really straight at the minute. So no, the swing is not any different, Jamie. I don't think you'll struggle at all, my friend.
Not quite. Let's reset. Try again.
What? How much further left do you want it, my friend?
Very well done. Let's keep going. With lots of practice, these advanced techniques are going to prove to be invaluable parts of your game. And if you'd like these newly discovered advanced techniques to give you even more workability, try changing your clubs in the profile menu and then test them back out here on the driving range. And lastly, if you need a refresher on the basics or some more info on stuff like putting, check out the other lessons available in the training menu. And with that, I say goodbye.
Right, so is that the final lesson? It is. So the first thing I'm going to do here, don't want to go to the tutorial. Where do I see the options? There we go. The first thing I want to do, so the options from the main menu, just so you guys might know, you press the options button. There we go, options, my profile. The first thing I'm going to do, which I can't stand in any games like this, is I'm going to ditch all this music because I don't like the music. I also don't like the commentary, so I'm going to get rid of that. But I'm going to leave the ambience volume, the crowd volume, the UI effects and the gameplay effects. Okay, I'm going to leave everything else as it is. One question that came up last night was the ball tracker. Somebody was saying they were watching Lee play yesterday and there was no ball tracker on there. And it looks like, let's just have a quick look, cameras. Yeah, nothing there. Display and HUD. Nothing there. Oh, there was a second page there, I think. Show ball trail. There we go. I'm going to switch that on because I quite like that. Set on to display ball trail effect. So for those of you that don't know, if you're looking for that, the ball trail that you used to have in the Golf Club 1, on the display and HUD in the game settings menu, if we go back here and go to display and HUD, go over to page number 2, pressing R1 and show ball trail on. You can actually switch that on here. Alright, so we're back to the main menu. Guys, that's it for the tutorial. I'm going to do these streams in these smaller chunks just to make them more manageable. So I'm going to call it a day on this particular stream, but I will be back in about 5 to 10 minutes to do the next one, and hopefully that's going to be doing something like the character creation. So building the character up, showing you guys all the different options. So join me again in about 10 minutes and we'll be back to do that. But until the next video, guys, take care, thanks for tuning in, see you soon, bye.